Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between SC2 versus WhiteRa here on Lost Temple. WhiteRa spawning as the red Protoss player at the 1 o'clock position on the north side of the map. SC2 spawning on the south side of the map as the purple Terran. So Terran versus Protoss here on Lost Temple promises to be an interesting matchup, as WhiteRa, also known as WhiteRa, one of the more well-known European players. GoOdy, don't know too much about him. I would normally say that WhiteRa has a little bit of an advantage going into it just because of the name recognition, but then again, all players have to come from somewhere, so we'll see how strong GoOdy will be in this Protoss versus Terran matchup. Now, WhiteRa just normally opening up with the standard pylon here, should be getting up a gateway, and then perhaps doing a little bit of scouting in just a moment. There you go, you can see a chrono boost on the Nexus, allowing him to get a stronger economy as opposed to just saving it up and trying to get a stronger army early in the game. Back over here, we now see the front door has one supply depot, will follow it up with a nice barracks there. So GoOdy deciding to wall off his base. This is a strategy that is normally common against Zerg players. Protoss players, there is an argument whether or not it is better to wall off your base against a Protoss base or against a Protoss opponent, just because of the number of things that a Protoss opponent can do. Use stalkers to try to use that range and start damaging on that front door. We do see a refinery now coming into play, and also an assimilator, so nothing too out of the ordinary so far. This gateway and barrack should be completed at about the same time, as that SCV is also on the move in order to do some scouting. One probe back over here just will be coming around the corner and will be able to walk up this ramp in just a second. GoOdy now training up that Marine, and with that Marine he should be able to shoo away that one probe. I believe the probe will be able to get up the ramp, but if the probe does get up the ramp, it is going to take a lot of micro from WhiteRa in order to be able to make sure that that probe does not get killed inside the base. There's the Marine. Yeah, the probe already realized that its days are numbered, deciding to run around. You can take a look at the base of GoOdy right now. GoOdy going for a tech lab now. So tech lab, maybe Marine Marauder. Where is that poor probe? The poor probe trying to run away. The poor probe is going to be able to see the tech lab onto that barracks, but not much more than that. The scouting probe getting as much information as possible, and now pretty much stuck. Down it goes. Back over here, the scouting SCV now wandering around on the inside. We have a Zealot currently being warped in, and now also getting that Cybernetics core should be chrono boosted, as a lot of Protoss players and really like that warp gate research. I've never seen a high level game where a Protoss player doesn't go warp gates. That's just because of how powerful warp gates really are, allowing gateways to produce units 10 seconds faster, and also just an initial build, and for cooldown based gateways as opposed to a build time units. Marauder, Marine, and SCV now on the move. You can see one probe over here does see these units now moving out. One SCV trying to run away, and there's going to be two SCVs, a Marauder and a Marine. We'll see how useful and effective this is going to be, as GoOdy now currently just getting up getting that barracks up, and now I believe that his Marauders are going to start to be stuck now, so this is not going to be an all-in pressure tactic, just having some SCVs. Now there is one bunker, just within combat range, now putting the bunker a little bit further away, making it so that that stalker on that high ground can't get that damage. One Marauder with concussive shell, another Marauder bringing up the rear. We now see the probe trying to figure out exactly what's going to be happening. That one Marauder on that high ground should be able to do it, but now in comes the two Zealots. Now two Zealots trying to come in, another Marauder coming in as well. So two Marauders going after that stalker. The stalker is shot down, and now two Marauders. SCV, that one low hit point Marauder needs to be very, very careful. Actually, both low hit point Marauders. The SCV perhaps should try to start building that bunker there, and now this poor Zealot will get taken down. So two Marauders, and those Marauders should not be standing so close to that cliff. They need to jump inside that bunker there, and now two very low hit point Marauders going to be able to perhaps contain. But WhiteRa, being the smart player he is, does have a pylon over here. He will be able to warp in units onto the low ground and perhaps get some damage. He also has a backdoor pylon here at the natural expansion. So GoOdy, who is going for a factory now and another command center, he may have a lot of units start walking up into his base in just a second, and he's now getting that bunker a little bit late. That is going to be a problem. There is that supply depot now being raised, and poor SCV may get shot down there. More Marines need to be trained. The Stalkers being very, very smart, just going to be focusing on that supply depot instead. SCVs are going to have to come off the mineral line, and now trying to repair that poor supply depot, but that poor supply depot will get taken down after the SCVs that are repairing it and are going to get taken down. A bunker should be established over here but for some reason is currently not being established. We now see that the supply depots are lowered, and wow, GoOdy having one bunker over here and not able to do much more beyond this. And WhiteRa with a very, very nice counterplay, getting that proxy pylon down, able to get a lot of damage in. SCV is now coming in to try to stop some of those stalkers. There are some stalkers over here as well, I believe, but that's going to be a little bit of a problem as one Marauder and 2 Marines are going to be able to hold that off. More units now trying to come in once again. Oh, what is that poor Marauder doing? Shooting down his own supply depot, and GoOdy says GG. So GoOdy losing to WhiteRa here on Lost Temple after an effective bunker placement on that front door, but WhiteRa already responding with a backdoor pylon here, and also had another pylon here. He would have been able to warp in units here as well, allowing for him to do a very nice counter. So GoOdy tried to put down the early pressure, but the early pressure was quickly countered by WhiteRa's own 4-gate. So he had his 4-gate. Even this gateway could have been upgraded to a warp gate for even more units. And I think WhiteRa was just kept a level head, stayed cool, and was able to put a lot of pressure and able to fend off the attack here. And those 2 lower hit point Marauders plus that 1 Marine, they would never be able to charge up this ramp, especially as 1 sentry with a force field could delay those units, allowing the cooldown on those warp gates to complete and then warp in additional units as well. That's all the bantering that I can really think of. Yeah, this is a rather short game, only 6 minutes and 40-second video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, hope you guys enjoyed it. And I said it again. Thanks.